Hey there folks, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you could make it. In today's episode, we're going to be taking two of my favorite things, sausage and chili crisp, and smashing them together into a chili crisp sausage. This is an experimental sausage. I don't even know if it's going to work, if it's going to taste good, but guess what? We're going to find out here in a second. Quick little housekeeping note. If you participated in the Sausage Makers giveaway that happened on episode 1, I believe the name was drawn yesterday at midnight, and by today, that person has already been notified. As crazy as it sounds, one of the hardest things about this giveaway is actually giving it away for whatever reason. People don't answer their emails or check the comments that they left before. And so check your phone, check your email, whatever method of contact you put on the Sausage Makers website so that you can claim the ultimate sausage making bundle. Amazing prize. Speaking of prize, why don't we go ahead and do another one mid-season, right? This one is going to be off the hook. If you're not familiar with who the Sausage Maker is, they are this year's sponsor for Celebrate Sausage. They're also the company that I rely and depend on to get all of my sausage making supplies and equipment. So if you're just getting started and you need a grinder and a stuffer and maybe some casings, they've got you covered. Matter of fact, you're just barely scratching the surface. They have an entire catalog dedicated to the craft of sausage making. So check out the Sausage Maker. I'll put a link to their website in the description box below. When you click that link, it'll take you to their website, and anything you choose to buy, regardless of how big or small, whether it's a dry curing cabinet, an electric sausage stuffer, or a pack of casings, or a sausage pricker, the Sausage Maker is going to apply an automatic discount to your order. Thank you, Sausage Maker. Let's talk about what we're giving away today. Today's giveaway I'm calling the Dream Come True package because there are many people with this item on their wish list. And in my opinion, what they're giving away today is one of their most coveted items in their catalog. One lucky winner from today's giveaway will receive the following: the Ritek Kutes book, Great Sausage Recipes, a food lug with food lug liners, 3 seasonings from the Sausage Maker's catalog, a box of 32 35mm hog casings, a set of sausage stuffing horn cleaners, and a complete upgraded set of stainless steel stuffing horns. Why do you need stainless steel stuffing tubes? Because the final thing this winner is going to receive, I hope you're sitting down, it's a 25-pound made in America sausage stuffer by the Sausage Maker. Absolutely amazing. This is a sausage stuffer for life. I'm about to ask you another sausage making trivia question, and in order to be entered to win, you have to answer that question correctly. Do not, let me repeat, do not try to answer this trivia question in the comment section below, because that is not where the answer goes. You will find a link in the description box. I'm going to put it in the pinned comment as well. That'll take you to the Sausage Maker's website where you can fill out your name, your contact information, and you'll be able to answer that trivia question right there. Are you ready? Here's the trivia question. Why would you use the Sausage Maker's high temp cheese in your sausage? All right, there you have it. This giveaway will run through the 31st of October, so you basically have 2 weeks to click on that link in the description box below and answer the question correctly. If you don't know the correct answer just yet, don't even worry about it, because in one of the episodes coming up, I will literally just give you the answer, and then you can go to the website and answer with 100% confidence. Be sure to get it right, though, because every person only has one opportunity to register. If you get it right, your name will be put into the drawing one time. Now, there are ways to increase your chances of winning, and I'll put all that information in the description box below, so be sure to check it out. But just to give you a heads up, if you do something as simple as like this video, you'll get a second entry into the giveaway. If you comment on this video, you'll get a third entry into this giveaway. If you share the video, you'll get another entry, things like that. So be sure to check the description box for all the details and how to increase your chances of winning. I hope you win. Thanks a lot, Sausage Maker, for this amazing giveaway. Let's make the chili crisp sausage.
For today's chili crisp sausage, we're going to be using a 32 35mm hog casing from the Sausage Maker. These have been rinsed, they've been flushed, and they are soaking in water that has a little baking soda in it. I usually prepare my casings the day before because I find that they greatly benefit from an overnight soak in the fridge. So we're going to place this into our refrigerator, and then tomorrow we'll begin the process of making the sausage. For this sausage, we're going to go classic 70-30 mixture. We're going to be using pork back fat. I've also got a pork shoulder that is a beautiful copa muscle, and then we've got some meat from the hind leg of the pig. That would be considered the ham area. Now, you don't have to have this combination. You could do 100% pork shoulder. You can kind of do whatever you want. This is what I chose to go with because I already had it. And what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting pieces off, and I'm literally weighing them as I go so that we can end up with the right amount of meat and fat. After it's all said and done, you want to cut this up into sizes that are manageable. Depending on the size grinder that you have, you can do strips, you can do cubes, chunks, it doesn't matter, but this is kind of what it'll look like by the time you're done. And this is a little warmer than I would like, so we need to chill it before we grind it, under 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Chilling your meat before you grind it will always yield you a better product. So into the freezer it goes. Let's look at our spices. For this sausage, we have to take a few things into consideration. First being salt. There's 4 ingredients in this recipe that all have their own salt, and we don't want to oversalt this sausage. So you have cure number 1, you have the actual chili crisp itself, and speaking of chili crisp, you do want to make sure that you drain the oil from it as much as you can, and then the 4th ingredient with salt in it is the low sodium soy sauce. And if you want to watch a video on how to convert sodium into salt, so that you can know exactly how much salt each one of those items have, check out that video suggestion. So there we go. Our salt has been adjusted to that. We've also got black pepper. I thought mustard seeds would be a great addition. It's going to give us a nice, beautiful texture, kind of a flavor explosion. Very cool ingredient in sausage. We've got minced garlic, potato starch as a binder, and of course a little bit of water. All right, so the total combination of liquids there is about 10% or 100 grams. I've also got some finely diced purple onions. The brand of chili crisp that I'm using is called LGM or Lao Gan Ma, but there are lots of different options when it comes to chili crisp. Heck, you could even make your own. So with that, there's lots of different variations of this recipe depending on the brand of chili crisp that you use. So if you make this recipe, use your favorite brand. If you don't have a favorite brand, I'll put a link to the one I use in the description box below. Our meat has come out of the freezer and it's properly frozen under 34 Fahrenheit. Let's do a quick temp check just to be sure. I typically like to hover around 30, 32 F. So let's see where we're at. And it looks like we are with our meat. There we go, 30.5. And then with our fat, 29, no problem there. So in my opinion, this is absolutely perfect. And we are ready for the grinder. Beautiful grind, great particle definition. I think this is going to come out nice looking. Hey, quick word of advice when it comes to grinding your meat. 30 to 34 F is the sweet spot when it comes to grinding. If you try to grind your meat too much colder than that, let's say it's actually frozen, your grinder's still going to work, but instead of grinding the meat, it's going to shave it, which is going to give you kind of like a weird emulsified sausage texture. Anyway, just FYI. 30 to 34 is a great grinding temp. Let's add these spices to our meat. And just so you know, before we mix, we always want to keep the temperature around 1 Celsius or 34 Fahrenheit. Time for the liquids to go in. I just combined the water and the soy sauce. And what we're looking for here is just a very sticky batter. Look at that, nice and sticky. If you look along the edges of the mixer, you start to see the mincemeat starting to stick to the sides. That's always a really good sign that you get really nice, deep protein extraction. Time for the chili crisp, and I've added the chili crisp onions and the garlic together. And just, I can't stress this enough, make sure you drain the oil out of the chili crisp as much as you can. It doesn't have to be 100%, but like 95%, right? If you leave the oil in there, too much oil will become a problem when you go to cook your sausage. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, let's grab a handful. Oh, that looks really good. Look at that. We've got legs. We've got that sticky power. It is not going anywhere. Absolutely perfect. Let's get it into a stuffer. Now, 32, 35 millimeter is still going to go on the 3/4 inch stuffing horn. A lot of folks want to bump up to that 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch horn, but it's going to give you problems. And so stick with the 3/4 inch horn for casings that are between the diameter of 26 millimeter on up to, let's say, 38 millimeter. At 38 millimeter bigger, you're going to do the 1 inch horn, and then of course the 1 1/4 inch horn are going to be for your largest sausage. Look at that translucent casing. So important if you want that snappy bite. I'm telling you, overnight soak in the fridge does wonders. Also having good quality casings, but definitely overnight soak in the fridge. Okay, that's all ready to go. That's a good looking sausage. Woo! Very plump, very thick, and it's now time to make our links. And look, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. When it comes to linking your sausage, you can do whatever you want. In this case, we're going to go 6-inch links. Now, if I just begin twisting this fat plump link, I am more than likely going to rupture the casing. So to avoid that, I'm going to pinch it with my right hand, just like that. Notice how I make an indentation. And with my left hand, grab the other end and twist 3 times forward. Ready? Here we go. There was one. Notice how we set the twist. We do it 2 more times, and we're good to go. If you underfill your sausage, if it's a little loose, you could just twist it a few more times, and it will tighten it up no problem. Just be sure not to over-tighten it, otherwise you can rupture the casing that way. For the second link, we're going to pinch it as well, and we're going to twist it towards us, doing the exact same thing. Ready? Here we go. There's the first one. We just set our twist. 2, 3, done. And all I'm going to do is alternate the way that I twist. 3 times forward, 3 times back. There are lots of ways to link your sausage. There's no one right way. So if you experiment with a couple different ways, choose the one that you feel most comfortable with. Now that we have our links, let's get it on a little rack. And the rack is there just to elevate it a little bit, help it dry out a little more evenly while it's in the fridge. Let's give the sausage a prick with a sausage pricker. I am looking for little air pockets, and if I don't see any air pockets, I'm just going to give the overall sausage a light little prick. That's going to help the casing adhere to the sausage better, and it's going to keep any liquids that might render during the cooking process, because let's face it, there's always some kind of liquid that renders. It's going to keep that liquid from pulling in between the meat and the casing, which could, it doesn't always mean it would, but it could leave your casing tough and chewy. So there we go. Into the fridge it goes so the cure can do his job, and the next day, let's cook it. I'm using a convection smoker from Smoking It. So my cook temperatures and my cook times might vary a little bit. Be sure to check out the recipe link in the description box below, where I will put, different cook times and temperatures if you don't have a convection smoker. I'm using a sausage probe from Smoking It to make sure that we monitor the internal temperature of our sausage while it cooks. And notice I'm leaving the door ajar a bit. That's because I want the sausage to dry out. So we're going to turn on the smoker and activate the convection fan. If you don't have this, just turn the smoker on, put a fan in front of it, whatever. You want your sausage relatively dry before you begin the process, so that way that casing can firm up a little bit better and really stick to the meat. This is our cooking schedule, and like I said, this is for a convection smoker. Step number 1, 100 degrees for 30 minutes. That's basically to finish the drying process off, at which point we will close the door, begin adding smoke. Step number 2, 125 degrees for 45 minutes. Right here, we're just slowly increasing the temperature, adding more smoke. It's going to be beautiful. Once that 45 minutes is over, step number 3, the smoker goes to 175, and it hangs there till we get to an internal of 145 Fahrenheit. And then once we hit that internal, the final step, the smoker will automatically reduce the temperature to 145 Fahrenheit and just hang there for an hour. And that's basically there for pasteurization and to make sure I don't burn my sausage. Normally when I'm at that last step, I pull it after about 10 minutes because the sausage is already cooked. So that was the cooking schedule. These are the sausages now after step 1, 30 minutes at 100 degrees. And notice they are beautiful. They've dried up quite nicely. We are going to begin to add smoke with our Bella's cold smoke generator. And we are using hickory and oak for this cook. Our chili crisp sausage. Notice we got the convection fan blowing. Absolutely beautiful. There used to be a time where it took us 7-8 hours to cook sausages in our smoker. I think we've reduced that time down to about 2 hours with this convection system, and look at how they come out. Beautiful looking sausages every time. Plump, firm casing. That convection system helps crisp up that casing, so you get this great snappy bite. Into a ice water bath to cool them down. And we're just going to let them hang out in there for, 15 to 20 minutes. What we're looking for is an internal temperature to be less than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Notice the color of our sausage has changed a little bit after they've cooled down. They're not nearly as bright as they were just a second ago. And at this point, we're going to take our smoked sausage and just stick it on a wire rack. We're going to leave it at room temperature for anywhere between 3 to 4 hours. This stage is called blooming, and this is where we magnify the color, allow those flavors to kind of mellow out a tiny little bit. And after we're done with this step, you can stick them in your fridge. You can package them up, stick them in your freezer. They are good to go. All we got to do now is reheat these sausages and dig in. Let's welcome the chili crisp sausage.
The chili crisp sausage. Wow, take a look at that. What do you guys think? Another great looking link right there. Beautiful color. Great tight casing, just adhered to the meat perfectly. Very bouncy, nice and plump. Excellent. Beautiful smooth slice. Chili flakes sprinkled throughout. Mustard seeds, very juicy. Incredibly happy with the way this looks. As far as the smell, it actually smells like chili crisp. It's not overpowering. We only put about 5% chili crisp in the recipe, and so I'm wondering if we put enough to really bring that chili crisp element to it. I originally wanted to put 10%, but I kind of scaled it back at the last minute because I didn't want to overwhelm the sausage with chili crisp. Let's give it a bite, see how we did. Wow, this sausage is killing it on flavor. Ultra juicy, super snappy just to get started. I don't know if the mic was able to pick that up. I mean, this thing just exploded right when I bit into it. It's very interesting because this sausage has so many unique textures. You have the mustard seeds that are crunchy and they kind of explode when you bite on them. The chili crisp, or at least this particular brand, had dried or freeze-dried maybe soybean or something like that, which is normally super crunchy in the chili crisp form, but in this form they were soft, so it added its own almost kind of like a boiled peanut type of texture in this sausage. I just got to go in one more time. That is so good. I will say though that this is not a chili crisp forward sausage. It is still very much a smoked pork sausage that is super delicious with a chili crisp vibe. And it kind of makes me wish that I would have added that extra 5% chili crisp just to bring that specific flavor forward a little bit more. But if I had to be completely honest, this sausage, the way that the recipe is written right now, is absolutely delicious. I mean, the pork is the star. Everything else that we added is accenting the pork. It's kind of lifting it up. And what you have here is a very beautiful, very flavorful sausage that's so super unique. I don't think I've ever tasted a sausage quite like this. It does make me kind of curious as to how other brands of chili crisp would work in this sausage. I do think that no matter what brand you use, it'll come out amazing, albeit slightly different. And so if you do happen to make this recipe, first of all, let me know what you think. And then secondly, let me know what brand of chili crisp you added to the sausage. Just remember, my greatest tip for this sausage is to drain out as much oil as you can from the chili crisp. If you don't, it will get in the way of the bind, of the casing. It's going to be tough and chewy. And so grab a sieve, put it over a cup, whatever chili crisp you're going to be using, put it in that sieve and let it sit at room temperature for 5 or 6 hours, and maybe every once in a while give it a little stir. Your sausage is going to come out amazing. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video or got something out of it in any way, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, especially if you like sausages, because we've got a brand new sausage making recipe every day for you through the month of October. Stick around to the very end of this video. I'll put a playlist right about here so that you can go back and watch episode 1 and get caught up. We have some absolutely ridiculous and incredible sausage recipes. I don't want you to miss a single one. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. That's rock solid. That is so good.